Folks across the state are coming together for the Toward One Wisconsin Conference in Eau Claire this week. The two-day event brings professionals and advocates together to discuss diversity, equity, and inclusion in today's landscape. News 8 Now's Jeremy Walsh shows us how this year's conference is expanding the DEI conversation beyond its own origins. Jeremy.
Emily, this year's theme, Building Bridges, Breaking Barriers, challenges attendees to look at DEI differently, going beyond gender, race, and sexual orientation, and encouraging conference goers to embrace the evolution of inclusion.
There's a new iteration of DEI that's needed, something that isn't so based on the things that polarize us, but the things that connect us.
Kelly Blackman is the founder of Butterfly Consulting, an agency dedicated to DEI and culture change consulting for corporations nationwide. He says previous conversations about DEI have pushed people away by focusing primarily on race, gender, and sexual orientation.
I don't think it's a bad thing to just push people apart. I think it just means that there's evidence that there's a new version of it needed. So I don't think it's going anywhere, but I do think it's the case that it's polarizing us because it's not right for us anymore.
His message for attendees is to expand the DEI conversation beyond outward identities and include the intrinsic characteristics that make us human.
We're looking at it as something where it involves things like grace and patience. It involves things like assuming people's intrinsic value, things like being personally accountable.
He's also challenging conference goers to overcome their fears.
As a consultant in this space, is that what I'm having to do is to help each partner that I work with to first identify the thing that scares them about this, and then to kind of quell that fear. So it may be a case that you're afraid that your shareholders are going to see you're doing something under the guise of DEI, and it's going to be something that's going to get politicized. Well, to remove that, now instead of us doing something that's under the guise of DEI, it's going to be something that's just about being inclusive.
Blackman isn't alone. Macy Herr says evolution is central to inclusion.
I've been part of this work for many, many years, but I still feel as there's so much more to learn and so many more people to learn from and to meet in this work.
The conference continues tomorrow from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Pueblo Center for Performing Arts. The opening discussion, Jewish-Muslim discourse in divided time. Emily.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy.